Welcome back to Dr. Ryan, the place where we break complicated health topics down into something simple, clear, and useful for your everyday life. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most important organs in the human body, your kidneys. Most people don't think about their kidneys until something goes wrong, and by the time the symptoms appear, the damage has often been building silently for years. The kidneys don't usually send loud alarm signals at the beginning. They whisper. They give subtle warnings. And if you can learn how to recognize those early signs, you can protect these incredibly delicate and vital organs long before real harm takes place. The kidneys are not just filters, at least not in the way people imagine filters. They don't work like car oil filters or coffee filters. The kidneys have a deeply intelligent filtration system designed to remove toxins while holding on to the nutrients your body desperately needs. Inside each kidney are millions of microscopic filters called glomeruli. These structures constantly separate waste from useful substances, reabsorbing minerals, vitamins, amino acids, electrolytes, and water when necessary, and discarding what your body needs to eliminate. 场景一的脚本文字，场景二的脚本文字，场景三的脚本文字。Another early sign is itchiness, all over the body or in patches. The skin becomes a secondary detox organ when the kidneys can no longer handle the load, and that irritation shows up on your skin. Some people also experience breath that smells like ammonia because the waste products normally removed by the kidneys begin accumulating inside the mouth and nasal passages. As the condition progresses, swelling becomes more noticeable. Fluid begins to collect in the lower legs, ankles, and feet. Pressing a finger into the shin may leave a dent that stays for several seconds, a sign known as pitting edema. This is the body's way of showing that circulation and filtration are no longer balanced. The kidneys and liver work together, so when one is overwhelmed, the other begins compensating. This often leads to even more swelling, especially under the eyes. Many people notice puffy eye bags in the morning and assume it's just lack of sleep or allergies, when in reality, the kidneys are struggling to drain excess fluid. Another striking sign of toxic kidneys is something called uremic frost. This happens when extremely high levels of waste, especially urea, start coming through the skin. It may look like tiny white crystals on the scalp, forehead, or hairline, almost like frost or powder. It's a sign that toxins are circulating everywhere because the kidneys can't eliminate them efficiently. Although rare, it's one of the clearest indicators that the kidneys are under severe stress. High blood pressure is also strongly tied to kidney problems. When the glomeruli become damaged, blood flow into the kidneys becomes restricted. That creates back pressure throughout the circulatory system, which raises blood pressure even further. The trouble is, high blood pressure itself damages the kidneys. So once the cycle begins, it becomes a dangerous loop. Kidney damage causing high blood pressure, and high blood pressure causing more kidney damage. The delicate filters inside the kidney are not designed to tolerate strong pressure the way arteries are. You can think of it like connecting fragile glass tubes to a high-pressure water pump. Eventually, something will crack. Fatigue is another common symptom. When the kidneys fail to remove urea, a waste product from protein metabolism, it builds up in the bloodstream. High levels of urea make you feel drained, unfocused, and exhausted, no matter how much you sleep. Protein in the urine is another major warning sign. When the kidney filters are damaged, small proteins that should remain in the bloodstream begin leaking into the urine. If a urine test shows large amounts of protein, it almost always means structural damage to the kidney filter. The pH of the urine can also shift. As kidney function weakens, the body struggles to balance acidity and alkalinity. Ammonia may accumulate in some areas while other parts of the body become too acidic. Diabetics are especially prone to this imbalance, and if blood sugars spiral out of control without insulin, they can enter a dangerous state called ketoacidosis. It's important to understand that this is completely different from nutritional ketosis. Ketoacidosis is a medical emergency and has nothing to do with a low-carb diet. You may also experience low vitamin D levels. Most people don't realize the kidneys are essential for converting inactive vitamin D into its usable, active form. Even if you take vitamin D supplements, if your kidneys are weak, that conversion doesn't happen efficiently. This leads to chronically low vitamin D levels, calcium imbalance, bone problems, calcification in soft tissues, and even kidney stones. Now that we've gone through the warning signs, let's talk about what damages the kidneys the most. And without question, the number one cause is diabetes. High blood sugar creates oxidative stress that acts like sandpaper inside the kidneys. The constant flow of excess glucose through the blood vessels physically wears down the delicate glomeruli. These same high sugar levels also destroy nerves, blood vessels, the retina, and even brain tissue. Most people consume far more sugar daily than the body can handle, often 15 or more teaspoons per Dalton Yi, yet the blood sugar readings may still appear false normal because the body uses insulin to keep sugar out of the bloodstream. But that sugar must go somewhere, and a large amount of it ends up passing through the kidneys, overwhelming the filtration system. High blood pressure is the second major cause of kidney damage, and it's often connected to diabetes. When blood vessels stiffen from years of high sugar exposure, pressure rises because the vessels lose elasticity. Low potassium and low vitamin D also raise blood pressure, creating even more strain on the kidneys. There are also genetic conditions, such as polycystic kidney disease, that cause cysts to form inside the kidneys. These conditions often activate when the kidneys are already compromised by toxins or metabolic stress. Certain foods can damage the kidneys as well, especially foods extremely high in oxalates. Oxalates bind with calcium to form kidney stones. Foods like spinach, almonds, kiwi, beets, and bean-based or grain-based foods can contribute to stone formation in people with kidney issues. And then we have medications. Many medications, not just painkillers, are filtered through the kidneys. Taking them frequently or long-term adds tremendous stress to the filtering units. But here's the encouraging part. You can help your kidneys recover. One of the most important things you can do is lower your blood sugar by reducing refined carbohydrates and adopting a low-carb lifestyle. When blood sugar stabilizes, the kidneys immediately experience less oxidative stress. For people with end-stage kidney disease, increasing potassium intake from natural foods is also vital because potassium protects the kidneys, helps maintain proper blood pressure, and supports normal pH balance. The right foods make a world of difference. Asparagus supports the natural detoxification of uric acid. Kale offers phytonutrients that repair kidney tissue. Celery helps remove excess fluid, reduce puffiness, and nourish the kidneys in a gentle way. Celery juice taken regularly can significantly improve swelling under the eyes or in the ankles. Protein quality also matters. You don't need extremely high protein. In fact, excessive protein can burden the kidneys. Moderation is key. Choosing high-quality protein sources like wild fish, seafood, and organic or grass-fed meats is far better than consuming processed protein products or low-quality cuts. Your body digests clean foods more easily, placing less pressure on the filtration system. You also need to stay hydrated, especially if your kidneys are weakened. Drinking enough water, usually around 2.5 liters per Dalton ERPV, prevents urine from becoming too concentrated and reduces the likelihood of stone formation. Salt is another area of confusion. People with kidney issues are often told to avoid salt completely, which leads to weakness, fatigue, and muscle cramps. What most people don't know is that certain natural sea salts contain lower sodium and higher magnesium and potassium. These salts are much easier on the kidneys while providing essential minerals your body needs. Finally, there are supplements that support kidney repair. One well-known kidney support formula contains extracts specifically designed to nourish kidney tissue. It's often recommended for people with chronic kidney weakness, and many find noticeable improvement after a couple months of consistent use. Your kidneys are resilient, but they're not invincible. When you understand what stresses them and what supports them, you can protect them for decades to come. Your daily choices, your food, your hydration, your blood sugar control, and your mineral balance can strengthen your kidneys far more than you realize. Thank you for spending your time with me today on Dr. Ryan. If you want more science-based health explanations delivered in a simple, practical way, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Your kidneys work faithfully for you every moment. Now you know how to return the favor.